Yeah, so we have that scene. He kills these two guys and takes all of their weapons. So immediately, you know, when we've been thinking, this guy has a dark side, you don't want to mess with this guy, there is something not quite right about this guy. It's immediately confirmed in that scene. And, you know, when these two people who work up, you know, who the dad works with, turn up dead, you know immediately it was him. And, yeah. And the daughter figure, you know, the daughter, you know, is thinking this exact same thing. And, oh, and rightly so, you know, the daughter, she's, next to David, she is the best character in this. Because when she's introduced, she's kind of like introduced as this sulky teen, you know, and you think, oh God. Oh dear, this isn't going to be a problem, is it? It's not a problem. No, she turns out to be the smartest character in this movie. And she turns out to be, you know, she is a really competent heroine in this movie. You know, she's a really strong character. She's an intelligent character, and she can throw down. She can hold her own when she has to. And my God, she is fantastic in the actress who plays the part of the sister in this movie. She does a fantastic job. She really, really does. So yeah, she calls the military base where David said he was from, and you know, runs a check on him. And finds out that this David was killed weeks ago in a fire. So obviously something's immediately up, and this search in the records at the military base gets flagged, and we're introduced to this government agency called KPG, and we find out that this David, he was military, but he was involved in these military experiments, these tests, which went wrong, and they burnt the place down to cover it up, and assumed that this guy was killed in the fire, but obviously that was not the case. So this agency contacts the military police and send, you know, to go out, find this guy and kill him. Now, this wasn't, you know, when I said that you know pretty much how this movie's going to go, this was kind of an unexpected part of the movie. I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, this was something like, I didn't, you know, but hey, it works. You know, it doesn't, it's not a problem. You just go with it. So yeah, this military guy involved in experiments that went wrong. They burnt the place down, wanting to kill him. Didn't succeed. He got away. So now they're going to have to go track him down, find him, catch him, kill him. You know. So yeah, this major, he assembles a team and they go out after him. And you know, they go to this to the family's house, and you know, say, you know, present, because the mother's there with David, and everyone else is, you know, like the brother and the sister, or the brother's at school, the sister's out, and the dad's obviously at work. So obviously at the house now is just the mother and David, and the mother's in the middle of hanging all the laundry out, and these guys show up, the military police show up, and go over to her and hand her this folder, you know, say, oh, sorry to bother you, have you seen this man? And she says, yeah, this is David. And I think, oh God, you know, and say, where is he now? And she says, oh, he just went inside. And David comes back out, and then things just fall apart from there. The police pull the guns, go to open fire. David pulls his gun, he opens fire, and my God, what a gunfight that follows. Yeah, David kills every one of the team except this major who's in charge, and the mother runs back into the house, and David goes back into the house by jumping through a window. Yeah, so David kills all of these guys, and then he manages to crawl through into the kitchen, and the mother's there, and he kills the mum. You know, because then she starts talking to him and says, "Have you been lying all along?" And he says, "Well, not all of it's been a lie, but I've had to maintain my cover. But yes, I was a friend of your son, and I think you'd understand that what I have to do next, I really have to do." And then he kills the mother because we find out he's this kind of guy that once his cover's been blown, he has to kill everyone who knows about it. So yeah, he kills the mum, and he manages to get away with the major in pursuit. Like, David gets in a car, the major gets in a car, and they go off. And on the way, David sees the dad in his car coming back from work. So David drives head on into the dad's car, and then gets out and just unloads into the dad's chest. Point blank kills him. So the mother's dead and the dad's dead now. So obviously there's just the sister and the brother left. And then David carries on foot now, because obviously his car is out of commission. So yeah, he carries on. He carries on foot, and the major, comes across this the two cars and the dad's dead body. So he and obviously he sees that David's gone. He's still at large. So he sets off to go and find. So the major sets off to go and find the daughter, and he goes to the diner where she's working, and she's there, and he introduces himself and says, "Look, we have to go now. This guy, you were right to call us about this David guy. He genuinely is dangerous. We have to go, and we have to go now." So they leave, and then shortly after they leave, David shows up at the diner and asks where the sister is, and they say, "Oh, she just left." And then David just flat out, he has 2 grenades with him, and he just blows the place up as he leaves. Whoa, he's not leaving any trace, he's taking no prisoners now. So he blows this goddamn cafe up, and he knows basically where the major's going to go next. So he's picked the daughter up. Now obviously he's going to go to the school to pick the brother up. So obviously David's going to head right there with him. So the sister and the major arrive at the school, and basically this movie's set at Halloween, funnily enough, and it works really well because the brother's staying back at school, and he's helping to set up for the Halloween dance. But we'll come back to that, because so the major and the sister arrive. They're going to the school, find the brother, and say, "We have to get out of here now." But things take a turn for the worst, because before they can get a chance to leave, David shows up, and that's where things get really ugly. Now, the thing is with this Halloween dance, because obviously you don't need me to tell you that it's obviously such a big thing over in the US. Now, it's really fun here because the way they've dressed this school up for this Halloween dance is hilarious. Because at the entrance, they've put this giant maze through to the gym hall where they're having where the dance is going on. And this maze goes on for ages. How elaborate it is unbelievable. Yeah. just this really complex maze. Like, how the hell did they build this? But yeah, when the Major and the sister are travelling through the maze on the way to the hall, it's pretty funny. Because obviously, the things that in the maze that are jumping out on them, you know, they say that Major's just getting really annoyed by this, and the sister's freaking, you know, it's really scary. But honestly, the maze is so elaborate, you think, how the hell did they build this? So yeah. They meet up with the brother, and they find that David is already in the school, and obviously he's in the gym hall somewhere. And so the Major says to the sister and brother, you know, we need to leave, and we need to leave now. And he asks the teacher who's there supervising the preparation for the dance. He says, you know, is there a back way out of here? And the teacher says, yeah, come on, I'll show you the way out. And he runs on ahead, and he gets flat out killed by David slits his throat wide open. You know, so can't go out the back way. So the Major says to the sister and brother, you know, go out the front, I'll hold him off. Yeah, so the sister and brother make a run for it, and they're on the way through this maze, this endless maze that goes on forever to get to the front door, and David ends up killing the Major, yeah, because he has this goddamn Stanley knife with him. Jesus Christ. It's really vicious. So he cut the teacher's throat with the Stanley knife. And like I said, blood all over this damn thing. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a really bloodthirsty movie, this is it. You can see why this is R-rated, and this is hard R. It really is. Oh, Jesus Christ. So yeah. And then he kills the Major, and quite brutally as well. And then obviously he goes after the sister and the brother. Now they make it to the front door, but unfortunately it's been padlocked by David, so can't go out that way either. So we're trapped in there. So what the sister does, the sister finds a hiding place for the brother to go and hide in, and she says to him, you know, don't come out until until I call for you, or until the police arrive. All right. So she goes back into the gym hall, and she's going to basically try and find David and sort him out. And she manages to find the Major's gun, and she's going to use that. And she finally manages to find David. She shoots him. David, and obviously this floors David, but the thing is, they've got a load of dry ice along the floor, you know, because obviously for this Halloween dance, and so obviously David falls into this dry ice, and then, like I say, you cannot see him, so I was just thinking, oh Jesus, where the hell's he gone? So she goes over to where he fell, and he's not there anymore. And then out of nowhere, David just rolls out of nowhere and stabs her right in the shin. It looks really painful. Yeah, flat out stabs her in the shin. Obviously, she drops, and obviously he kicks the handgun away, and then he gets on top of her and starts to strangle her, and he's gonna kill her. Fortunately, though, the brother comes in and saves the day. Yeah, because he has this knife with him that David gave him earlier. Because there was a bit where earlier on in the movie when these two were spending time together, where they were cutting up some pumpkins in preparation for Halloween. And David was saying how rubbish the knives the parents had. So he pulled out this like switchblade, and he said, "Do you like it?" And he says, "You know, you can have it. I've got plenty of others." And he does. Yeah, I think he's got a whole bag full of these damn switchblades. So yeah. The brother still has this one with him. So yeah, he stabs David in the back, and then David turns around and stabs him in the chest. So yeah, the brother saves the day, and David's dying, and he says to the brother, you did the right thing. And he says, you better get out of here. So the brother and the sister leave, and then obviously the police arrive. And then obviously they rescue the sister and the brother to get him out of the school. And the last scene of the movie is obviously the brother and the sister. They're in this ambulance being treated, and they say we're fine. And then they're looking at all the personnel going in and out of the building. And anyway, there's this guy in guy in a fireman's uniform that comes limping out of the school, and he turns to look at the brother and the sister, and if I see, it's David. He's still not dead. How the hell he managed to survive is anyone's guess. Because like I say, he's been shot, stabbed, and he's been beaten up. But yeah, he's still alive apparently. And then obviously the sister and brother realise it. Like you say, he stops, turns and looks straight at him. The sister and brother realise it's David, and then the movie just cuts to black and end credits. So, and that's basically the movie. Oh yeah, this movie has the greatest closing line you will ever hear for a movie. But I'm not going to give it away. You'll have to go and see this movie to find out what that is. But yeah, it has the greatest final line in a movie ever. Yeah, but it was such a brilliant movie. I'm happy. I'd happily give this 5 out of 5. In terms of star rating, it's that good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. It really, really was. And like I say, it's such a brutal movie. When people get shot in this movie, they get shot. And like I say, this movie's not afraid of splatter and blood all over the place. It so isn't. Like I say, I didn't realise it was going to be a throwback movie, and I didn't realise it was going to be as stylish as it was. Like I say, it's really up there with Drive and Only God Forgives in terms of how stylish it is, and that 80s feel it has. And it's just brilliant. The best way to describe this movie is, this is Drive crossed with Halloween 4. It really, really is. And like I say, with it being set at Halloween, that helps. But yeah, talking about these Halloween dance at the school, how elaborate the place has been dressed up, and obviously this massive maze that they've built, and also I don't know if you guys saw from the movie, but there's that scene in the trailer where there's the close-up on David, and it has those 3 masks on the wall in the background, and they're the same masks from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. That was amazing, and yeah, it's great when you see it in the movie. Because like you say, there's this really intense chase scene going on through the gym, and then you've got these 3 masks in the background. You've got to love a movie which has got a reference to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch in there. It was awesome. But yeah, do you know what? This movie is like the climax of the movie. I was getting afraid that it was going to drag on and on. Like after the sister shoot, because I was when the sisters got the gun on David, I was praying, please shoot him, and she does, and that was amazing. And then when she walks over and sees that David's disappeared, I was getting a bit worried, saying, oh no, is this scene going to drag on and on? But no, it doesn't, because David immediately appears on the ground, stabs her in the shin, and goes to strangle her, and then no sooner does that happen, the brother appears and stabs him and finishes him off. So, yeah, I was really, really happy, because, like I said, I was getting seriously worried that this climax was going to drag on and on. But no, as soon as you start to no sooner do you start to worry about that it's going to drag, the climax comes to an end, and you think, that was amazing. That was just the right amount of time for that climax. Yeah. Honestly, it was fantastic. This movie is really, really fantastic. And we've got to talk about this as well. The music score for this movie is amazing. The soundtrack to the movie is amazing. Like I say, it's so 80s. It's amazing. Incidentally, the soundtrack just became available on Amazon UK today for digital download. So, yeah, and I'm definitely gonna get it. I love the soundtrack to this movie. It really was so good. What can I say? And the music in the climax as well is so good. Jeez, obviously, you know, it's difficult to put it into words, but when you see it on the screen, you'll know exactly what I mean. It really is spectacular. Yeah, and also, this movie has the greatest end credits song of all time. Oh yeah, you can rock out to that end credits song, because again, so 80s. This movie is really like a trip back to the 80s. It really, really is. And you've got to love it for that. You really, really do. Yeah. It really, but it's something that the 80s feel of this movie is something that carries throughout this whole movie. It really, really, really does. And like I say, that end climax, you really start getting that Halloween 4 vibe. Yeah, and obviously it's something that is carried throughout the movie due to the fact that this movie is set around Halloween. It's great. Oh, honestly, I cannot recommend this movie enough. I definitely think this is going to be in my top 10 list of this year. It really is. Yeah. And like I say, I'll definitely be getting the Blu-ray when it comes out. I love this movie. But yeah, in summary, that's it. I loved this movie so much better than I thought it was going to be. So stylish, so 80s. Give this movie the Oscar. Great music score. Yeah, that could be another Oscar. Yeah, give it the Oscar for Best Picture, Best Sound, Best Music Score, Best Cinematography as well. Yeah, and you know what? The actor who plays David and the actress who plays the sister, they deserve Best Actor and Actress nominees. So Best Actor and Actress nominations. They really do deserve nominations for that, because they were spectacular in this movie, both of them. Yeah, and again, I've got to say, loved the poster for this, you know, because I saw the trailer and I actually didn't see the poster for this movie until I went actually into the theatre yesterday to see the movie. And Jesus, when I saw the poster, I had a feeling, oh, is this going to be quite a stylish movie? Is this going to be like a lot of kind of like Driving, how stylish it was? And it really, really was. Oh yeah, it really was. But yeah, it's doing really well, I think, in terms of its rating on Rotten Tomatoes and Internet Movie Database, and rightly so. I think it's in the early 90s, like 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, and something like 7.9 on Internet Movie Database, and it really deserves to be, because it's that good. like I say, so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I loved it. I really, really loved it. And that's all I can say. And yeah, like I say, that's the best way to summarise this movie. It's Halloween 4 crossed with Drive. And it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, so I can't recommend this movie highly enough. And that pretty much brings this review to a close, I think. But yeah, really good performances all round. Good directing, good story, good cinematography, good soundtrack. Honestly, it's been a real joy to watch. Yeah. But yeah, that's the great thing about this guy's performance, you know. So likable, but yet definitely cold. You can tell there's something wrong with this guy. And again, it's just brilliant acting ability on his part. And again, she was great too, the sister, and the younger brother. He was great. He really, really was. But yes, that pretty much brings this review to a close, guys. I hope you enjoyed the movie, or if you decide to go see it, and I hope if you have seen the movie you agree with some of the points that I've made. Sorry that this review's been all over the place as it so often is, but thank you for sticking with me, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.